How's it going, Reef Keepers? So for a while now, I have been wanting to make some kind of series that seeks to help out kind of the everyman who is interested in the saltwater reef keeping hobby, and kind of provide a step-by-step sort of chronological guide to their, potential journey in getting into the hobby. And it's a tough thing to do. Bulk Reef Supply notably did a really, really thorough and good job with their 52 weeks of reefing series, season one especially. I know it's a contentious subject, but I've been a little bit disappointed in season two because it has taken such a different approach completely, and I feel like it's really alienating the way that they're now approaching it to new reef keepers. If I was watching season two of that series and I came in as a new reef keeper, I would probably think that I needed like the most expensive, like crazy gadgets, gizmos, controllers, everything. And potentially I would back out of getting into the hobby because at least the first few videos, and again, that series may change as it develops, but the first few videos kind of, in my mind, that's supposed to be where you're laying the groundwork for what reef keepers or potential reef keepers should be doing. And instead, they're just kind of showcasing tanks with every single bell and whistle, the most expensive products that they sell, pretty much. And that's kind of in contrast to the first season of 52 Weeks of Reefing. The first season, it really is more of a step-by-step guide, and the one thing that I think is potentially alienating about season one is the length of it, and that's both to its benefit and its disadvantage. The length of those videos, many of them are 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes long, and they're extremely thorough, and many of them grounded in science that Bulk Reef Supply itself actually conducted, which is incredibly laudable. It is a very good thing, and overall I think Bulk Reef Supply is a net positive for the hobby and has been. But I still think that it alienates a lot of people because they're like, I just don't have the time to sit here and try to like fast forward through a 27-minute video to the parts of it that apply to me or to try to get my questions answered. I certainly can't sit here and watch the whole thing. And I know there's a contingent of reefers out there who would say, if you don't have that time to sink into learning about the hobby, you have no business in the hobby. But I think that that's unfair, and it's painting the kind of reef keeper who just doesn't have that sort of time investment on their plate. It paints them with a broad brush. Some people really want this hobby in their lives, something to enjoy, something to love, something to come home to and do every day and be passionate about, but they don't have the time investment to necessarily learn every last bit about bacteria that's known in the hobby, or learn about all these different kinds of skimmers, for instance, or I don't know, just they can't get that deep into the weeds. They need an answer. Even if it doesn't end up being the answer, they need an answer, or someone to just speak to what's worked for them, right? So in no way in any of the series, as I progress through it, am I claiming that I'm some end-all be-all knowledge on any of this. I still make mistakes every single week in this hobby, but I've been in the hobby for over half a decade, and I'm starting, I feel like, to really find my footing and level out. And I've been wanting someone to create a cohesive series that would seek to help new reef keepers. And I haven't really seen that happen, or the attempts at it that I have seen have just kind of felt fragmented or a little confusing. So I'm gonna attempt to do it, and please be patient with me. I don't have fancy camera equipment. I don't have a lot of money. I'm a guy who has saved for every last aspect of this reef tank and sacrificed for it. So, follow along with me, and please tell me if there's things that you want me to do better as we go along. There should be, I don't know, something like 30 plus episodes if I follow my plan according to how I've laid it out. And I will post in this series as much as I can. It probably won't be every day, it might not be every week, but I'm going to continue trying to, produce it with my limited means. It's not going to be flashy, it's not going to be smooth, it's not going to be, amazing transitions and effects or anything like that. It's just me, a guy with a camera and a reef tank. But I hope that you enjoy, my attempt to put something together that hopefully will help a certain contingent of reef keepers find their footing in the hobby. So thanks very much. I appreciate your support.